What's going on, guys? It's Dime, and today we're going to be doing a couple different things. First off, I'd like to say my bad for not posting last week. Had a lot of stuff going on around here, so yeah, just been really busy getting my whole roof redone, and was out of town for about a week, so yeah. Let's get to this though. First off, I was using this clamp the other day, and the old handle finally snapped off of it as I was twisting it down. So we're going to be taking this old pin out, taking the rest of this wood off this piece right here, carving a new piece of wood out of this that I cut down last year, and then restoring this, getting all the rust off of it, cleaning everything up, getting it looking good, and getting the screw cleaned out with a wire brush, and getting it back to good functional, operational, ready to go. And then next, what I'm going to be doing is restoring this old saw. This is for a family friend. They brought this to me and needed it fixed up, so I'm going to be fixing it up for them. This is a warranted Superior. It'll be hard to see. I'll show y'all when I get it cleaned up. But this is actually the company that bought out Disston, this saw that I fixed up in a previous video. So that's a fun fact, I guess. Kind of cool. This is what came after this. These are much higher quality from what I've read and from what I can tell from the saws themselves. But yeah, let's get to this clamp first. Trying to get the head of this pin down below the surface so I can punch it out. So that's pretty good. I probably can punch it out now. I'm gonna grab my little railroad plate, and then we'll get to punching that out. Yeah, that is working. It's pushing out. Alright, got that pin punched out of there. See? Now we gotta fiddle with this and get everything off of here. Get all this old wood out, get that collar off there. Now I can worry about prying all this leftover wood out of here. There we go. Not too bad. Got to reshape this a little bit. Got a little flattened from having to mash that pin out of there. It's not a big deal. Alright, that's a lot better already. That'll be good enough for what we're doing. Now I'm going to get to restoring this, and then we'll get to carving a new handle for it. I think I'm going to be going for an octagonal handle. I'm not sure yet. Might end up just doing round, but thinking octagon so I can get more grip on it when we're twisting that clamp down. So yeah, we'll get to restoring this. I'm not worried about getting all these spots off of this, just so that it's smooth and it's functional, which now it will be, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So that's pretty good compared to where it was, for sure. It's a lot better. Last, I'm going to do this end where this clamp was, and then we'll be making the new handle for it. So yeah, let me get this done and I'll get back to you when I'm carving that wood. Just roughing out this shape, gonna get the octagon going on here. Okay, now this is gonna be a lot of just hand carving this and sanding it, getting it more down to shape I want. See, it's not quite even, so there's going to be more taken off this end. Alright, I originally was thinking octagon, but It's probably easier just to do round, so that's what I'm going to do. Maybe have it taper and get a little wider down at the handle, the opposite of where that little collar is with the pin that goes through it. Alright, now I gotta get this collar traced out on here. Getting there. Got to make that hole a little bit wider so that this will fit back on, and then I have to drill this hole through for the pin to go in, and then I'll have to peen that, and then I'll be burnishing and oiling this handle, and we'll be done with this part of the project. Alright, got the hole drilled out big enough in there and the hole through here drilled out. So now it's going to be lining these up. Let's see. See if this nail will work. Nail's a little small. This pin can work. I think that's just about perfect. You have to tap it through, which is good. Tight fit. On the length of the pin. before I get done and pin this other side, pin it, I'm gonna pop the pin out and throw some epoxy inside it so it's all just more cohesive. I'll get back to y'all here in a minute. Alright, I got it pulled apart, got the epoxy in there, got it back together, got the pin cut down. Now it's ready to pin this last side. Alright. Last thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to burnish this handle and oil it. And then we'll be done with this part. I'm going to burnish it, sand it, and then oil it. Let's do that real quick. Now I'm going to sand this down with some 400, and then we're going to oil it and let it be. That'll be part one of this video. Alright. Now I just need to leave it alone, let it dry. Then I'll oil it. I'll sit and let that glue dry up a little bit before I oil it. We'll move on to the next thing. Get back to y'all when I'm throwing some oil on this thing. Alright, while the glue's drying on that handle for the clamp, we're going to get to restoring this old, what is it, Warranted Superior is the brand of the saw. Let's get to it. You can see the person I'm fixing this for had got it for $3 at a garage sale, looks like, or a flea market or something. I think that's a pretty good deal. Wish that tape would have been taken off there sooner so there's not all that adhesive to deal with, but sandpaper and some oil will get that off, no problem. Alright, first I'm going to clean up the hardware, and then the handle, and last will be the blade. Alright, for the hardware I'm just going to be sticking it in the chuck of the drill, and then run it with some sandpaper and a wire brush, brass wire brush. I'm going to be using some 400 and some rim oil for all this. You can see how quick that cleaned up. I'm going to be repeating that on everything here and adjusting them out from the jaws of the chuck of this so that I can get a wire brush in here while it's spinning. Alright, take a look at this right now. See how dirty it all is. Let's see how clean we can get this thing. Check that out. That's a lot better. We'll work on it a little more, but some of it's completely worn off in there, so I'm not gonna be able to get it back because some of those letters are just not there. But we'll get it cleaned up a little bit more, and then we'll start getting this thing done on the handle and with the blade. We're gonna call that one good. Warranted Superior. The last names, it was Warren and Superior, were the last names of the people that bought out the Diston company. And this is some of the facts I had looked up when looking up my old saw that I fixed up. So that's pretty cool that a family friend had these, which was the next in line. Yeah, let's get to that handle. Now I'm going to take this down to a finer grit and then burnish it and oil it. Alright, got it sanded down. Now I'm going to burn it and then we'll get to sanding it again. And then we'll oil everything up. Alright, let's see what this thing looks like with some oil on it. Don't need more than that. It's soaking it up. Looking a whole lot better than it was. I think that's pretty as all get out right there. Compared to that, oh yeah, that oil just makes it pop. I think this is probably the most satisfying part of all this. Getting it down to this part and oiling it. Anything. Oiling wood, seeing all that grain pop is just incredible looking. I love it. I'll be putting multiple coats on this while I'm sanding all the rust off the blade, letting it soak in nice and good, fully saturate the inside of the wood. Alright, let's see how this looks with some oil on it. Pretty happy with that. That looks good. That's a good looking handle right there. I'm happy with that. Alright, I'm gonna let this sit. Get the other things, have the other handle sitting, and I'm gonna go ahead and start working on getting the rust off of the saw blade now. see how this is looking so far. So that's pretty good. Nice and smooth. All that rust is off there. Let's compare that to the other side. Get you all close up. You can see there's no more surface rust on there. It's nice and shiny. Compare it to that side. So let's keep going and get this thing finished up. Let's see how this side's looking. Oh yeah. That's nice right there. Saving old tools from the scrapyard or the landfill. Love it. That's a good looking blade there now. A little bit more work to do on it, but it's getting there. Another 5 minutes, we'll be good to go. Alright, y'all. Got this blade cleaned up pretty good. Leaving that patina on there. I think it's a good look. It's nice and smooth though, so it wouldn't cause friction if you did want to use it. Let's get this handle put back on here and all this hardware put in. And we'll take a look at our two projects we finished today. Alright, so there's this saw pretty much done what I'm going to do to it. It's interesting. I don't know if that's somebody's changed those out or what. Seeing the brass for these three, and then what is, I would guess, is steel. But it's pretty soft, so that could even be aluminum right there. Which wouldn't be the first time they've used aluminum. But since they're using brass as well, I'm not sure what's up with that. And they're all steel on this side. Interesting. Okay. There is replacing the handle on an old clamp and restoring an old warranted Superior handsaw. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to stay up to date with new stuff, and comment down below. Tell me what you think of the project, how I can improve my content in the future. Yeah, this has been Dime, guys. Thank you very much for watching.